everyone, Karen here, and today I have something a little different. I wanted to put some wax seals on my cards, but you know, I live in Florida and it's hot, and if I tried to put a wax seal on a card and mail it, it would end up being goo. So I've been looking for a different way to make the wax seals, and I tried it with some clay. Now this is just some Sculpey clay. I got this piece at Walmart for $1, and you bake it in your oven. You don't have to do anything special with it. And they came out just fine. I put some gilding wax over the top, and yeah, they came out perfectly fine. This one needs a little more gilding wax. But yeah, these were the ones I tried. So let me show you what I did. And then we'll go and make a card. Alright, so I'm going to take one slice of this clay. As you can see, it has the little grooves on it, so I just took one slice. And I am going to cut this into 5 pieces. And this was about the right amount. So now I'm going to warm this up in my hands. And this color, in case you're wondering, is just plain old green. Now, the amount of time you'll bake these will depend on the clay that you buy. Some of it looks like stone, some of it is metallic, some of it is shiny, and it does cook slightly different, so just look on the package. But this one is straight up 275, 15 minutes, as long as it's not more than 1/4 of an inch thick. Alright, so you want to get it warm in your hands. Now I am also going to use the molds that I have. And these were some of the ones I made a while back with the molds. And they really do come out like really nice shapes. And making them with the clay, they'll hold up to anything. So I think this is nice and warm now. Alright, so the one thing you do have to do is use your anti-static powder. I'm assuming any kind of talc powder will work. This is what I had in my craft room, and that's worked like a champ, because it did stick a little bit to the metal and to the mold. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dab each of these with the powder. I'm going to leave the powder here. And if you're wondering, this one is from Taylor Expressions. I kind of like it with this little puff ball on top. And for this, it was perfect. So I'm going to roll this into a ball. Okay, now it's all nice and warm. And I'm going to push it down just a little bit, just to flatten it a little bit. And I am going to start with my snowflake. I haven't made a snowflake one. So I'm going to dab that on there. I'm going to make sure this is in the middle. And I'm going to press down until it fills the whole thing. And there we go. Just like that. That simple. So there's one. Now I think I will make a present. I haven't made one of those yet. So here again, I will warm the clay in my hands, put it in a ball. This time I'll make this scalloped one. I'll push it down a little bit. Get it in here. Unscrew this. I will screw on the present. I will tap it. And I will press this down. You do have to press pretty firm. And then here it comes. There we go. Now I will say, if you don't like the way your edges are, because this is clay, you can go and reshape it and tap it. So let me try another one. This time I'll do it without the mold. And maybe I'll make another Santa Claus. We'll get this all nice and warm. Alright, mash it down a little bit. You know what? I think I changed my mind. I'm going to use this one. Take this one off. Let me grab Santa Claus. I have all of my Christmas ones sitting here. Tap that. Put that in the middle. And press down. Now this one, I'm going to press along the edges a little bit, just so I get all that shape in there. And pull that off. Here we go. Just like that. Yeah, see here, I don't like that edge there. So what I can do is just kind of tap it with my finger, blend it in, rub it, and there you go. Now this one feels a little crooked. It's a lot thinner on this side than this side, so I'm going to redo this one. All you do, simply re-roll it, get it warm in your hand, pat it down a little bit, make sure that's nice and even. All right, that's good. I'm going to tap this again because I don't want this to stick. Tap, tap. And make sure I press down evenly this time. Here we go. I'm going to press down the sides, make sure I get all of that pretty edge, and pop out Santa Claus. There we go. There is Santa Claus. And that edge is a little rough, so I'll just tap that. Here we go. All right, I'll make 2 more, and then I'm going to put these in the oven. All right, now it's time to get these in the oven at 275 for 15 minutes. All right, so I took these out of the oven, and I should say I cooked them straight on this parchment paper, and I just put it on a pan just to keep it straight and easy to get in and out of the oven. So I let them cool for, about 5 minutes or so. Yeah, they cool off pretty quickly. So now they're ready. So now I have some gilding wax. I'm going to wipe most of it off and just go over the top. And go around the edge, give it a little decoration. You can also go around the edge here, just like that. Now I'll do the present. Go around the edge. There we go. Do Santa Claus. And put some around the edge. Like that. That easy. Now, I think I want to do silver on these two. So let me put the gold away. And this is the, which gold is this? This is the King Gold. Let me get the silver out. That's a lot. Yeah. All right. Let me try the snowflake first. Oh yeah. The silver's nice with the snowflake. Now I'll put some silver around the outside. Like that. Oh, I like that. Now let's try the Christmas tree. I think I will be brave. Let's see if I can get some gold on here as well. Yep, I think it's all dry. Alright. Silver. Alright, so here is the gold one. And there's the silver one. I kind of like the silver one. Alright. So it goes that fast. So now we are ready to make a card. Oh wait, there's one more thing. I have to buff these. Now, since these are small, the easiest way to buff these is just in your hand. Let me do the gold ones first. This is just a paper towel. clean spot here and do the silver. There you go. Just like that. Alright, now we're ready to make a card. Alright, so this is everything I'm going to use to make the card. I have some twine from Vintage Diary, and it's just, you know, plain twine. I have a Midas bronze colored pigment ink. I have the 6x6 paper pad that I'm going to pull the paper out of. And I took this piece out, which is 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. And the reason why it's not a 4x6 is because this paper is not 6x6 square. It is short on one side. It is 5 7/8 by 6. So I had to trim it down to make it fit properly. This paper is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. They are going to be on a craft card, which is a 5x7 card base. So of course that is a 7x10 scored at 5. For the inside of the card, I have the piece I cut off of this, and this is a 1.5x6, which I'll use inside with this 3.5 by 5.5, and the red is, this is going to go on the inside. All right. So I already took the paper out of here and have it cut. So what I want to do here is I want to rough up all the edges. So I'm going to take this tool here, if you've never seen one, and a lot of different companies have them, and I'm going to go around all outside of this card and rough up all the edges. Now, depending if you have solid core paper or white paper, you're going to get a slightly different effect here, because this paper here is white, and you'll see in a second here. I go across. Alright. You end up with a white edge, and this is colored because it's a solid core paper. So, you know, every paper has its place in your stash. Alright, we'll just keep going. Now this is going to tear your paper in places, and that's fine. That's what it's supposed to be doing. You don't want it to be too uniform. That's the whole point, is making it all rough on the edges. Now when you do it, you can put your hand on it here, hold it here, and drag it across. If the paper is getting out of hand, you can hold it with your thumb here and do the corners. Alright, I think that all looks good now. So I don't want to leave that plain. I want to bring in the bronze, because this paper has a lot of little gold in it. We have gold in our medallions, so I want to edge this in gold. So what I'm going to do here is I am just going to drag this across here, and all this white is going to get covered in the gold. Just like that. And I'm going to scrape it at an angle like this, so I do get some of it on the front of the card. If you hold it straight up perpendicular, you'll just color the side and not get any on the front. So it's personal choice. Many ways to get this done. I will say the more at an angle you hold this, like this, the more you're going to get on your paper. But I just want to cover all of this white. There we go. I think now that's all covered. And make it match, I am going to do the red, and I'm kind of going at a pretty steep angle here so I get some on the front of the paper, especially in the corners. I like it when it's thicker in the corners. Across the top. If you notice, if you drag it across, you get more of a straight line, but if you flick it like this, you get lots of nice streaks. There we go. Let's see. see. That will be like that. Alright, I think I'm liking that. So that is done. So now it's time to pick which one I want. I think I want to use Merry Christmas, because I'm going to use that as my sentiment on the front, my little greeting. Alright, so now I need my twine. And I want to go around here at least 3 times. So I'm going to start on the back, and I'm going to tape this down, just because I want this to stay put. Now I have to decide here where I want to start. So I'm going to start about here. And I'm going to wrap it at an angle this way, and then up this way, back down this way, up this way. Get some more twine. There we go. Because you don't want it too tight, because you want this paper to lay flat. Let's see, and down the middle. I think like that. And then we'll finish it back here with another piece of tape. Alright, and snip this off. Then we'll secure all this with glue when we attach it. Alright, so now this will go on here, like this. Then this little medallion will go here in the middle. Alright, so I'm just going to spread this out a little bit. Have it the way I want it. Make sure it's going to lay flat. That looks good. Alright, let's glue this down. Alright, so now when I come on the back here, I want to make sure I'm getting underneath where the twine is. I want to make sure all this is going to stay put and go around the top like I normally would. I just want to make sure there is plenty of glue where this twine is. There we go. Just like that. There we go. So this will go in the middle. Like that. Press that down really good. It's a little crooked. Let's get this straighter. There we go. Now press it down all the way around under the twine. Make sure that's all adhering really good. Now make sure my twine is all straight. Now this will just get attached here. Now here you can use hot glue if you want. You can use regular glue because this is not wax. You absolutely can put hot glue on here and it's not going to melt it. Alright, so I'm going to get this part here as flat as I can get it. There we go, that looks good. Let's see, that one needs to be in the middle here. Alright, so I'm going to put some glue here on the bottom. Don't be skimpy with the glue on this part, because you need this to stay put. And I'm going to put glue on here. And I will now press this down. I will give that some time to dry. So let's talk about our card base. This was the 5x7. Alright, I rechecked that. So this is the 3.5 by 5.5. So that makes this 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. That's going to go on here. And then I'm going to put this. Now I'm trying to decide if I want this just here on the side, if I want to lift it up like this. Let's lay it on the inside and make a decision here. So you could do it something like this. You could do it like here. Or you could put it in between. Something along, let's see, that's like here, like that. Kind of like that. I think we're going to do it this way. That means I will attach this 1.5 by 6 to the 3 3/4 by 5 3/4 first. I will line this up like that. Now these I've already edged since I showed you how I did it on the front. I just did the same thing, edged all the way around here with my little tool and went over it with the pigment ink. I did all 3 pieces. And then this will go in here. It's a very rustic looking card. Very easy. Now we'll go here. This will get glued in. This will be finished, and then we'll just have to let the medallion dry on the front. Alright, I'll press down the edges here. Make sure the edges are on here really good. Since I rough them up, sometimes they tend to curl up a little bit. There we go. That's all good. That's kind of a nice little, you know, rustic inside. Alright, now, I know this is still wet, but I want to glue this down here, so I'm going to do it rather gingerly. And if it comes off, just know it's just not dry. You just have to let it dry a little bit. Hot glue would be fast. But I'm just afraid that would melt too. If you live in a climate where it's cooler, you don't have to worry about that. But I think it's 80 degrees today. And so yeah, we have to keep that in mind down here. Alright, same thing here. Press everything down nice and firm around the edge. Since this is all edged with the scraper, you have to make sure it's not going to curl up on you. There you go. Just like that. And now I still have plenty more medallions to make some more cards. So I hope you enjoyed this card. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. And until next time, stay crafty.